Happy Monday, everyone. A new week of training is upon us, and we're going to kickstart it off with 8 minutes of work. Short, yes, but a jam-packed 8 minutes of work. So let's talk about our warm-up before we start talking about that 8 minutes. What we have for you guys is a really nice core and shoulder love piece here, just priming everything up. So we're going to work on our plank knee for 2 to down dog for 3 to 5, quad plank hold for 10 to 30 seconds, alternating arch up for 10 to 20, prone shoulder raise, 10 reps, total count back and forth, holding 1 to 2 seconds per side, and that lift, and then a laying arm extension for 5 to 10. So 2 to 3 rounds, just starting off the week with some shoulder love. It's going to be a nice way to go. Bottom piece is going to be a little bit more getting prepped for what's to come in the work set. So we're doing a lot of lower body stuff today. So prime yourself up and get yourself ready. We got some dumbbell Sumo Deadlifts for 4 to 6. Dumbbell kettlebell swing, 4 to 6 reps. We're going to talk about kind of those strange numbers there, but why I have it up there for you guys as well. Dynamic triangle for 3 aside, standing lunge for 3 to 5 aside, and a lateral ski jump plus single leg RDL hop, that vertical hop, if you'd like to add that in to work that change of direction. And we'll break that down. We're just going to work that for 20 seconds just to give you some time to practice that skill. 3 to 5 rounds, working on that. Then we're going to move into our work set, into an 8-minute work set. So in 8 minutes, you got the timer set, 8 minutes. You're going to take down 100 to 200 double unders, or the equivalent of that exercise. And I'll have a bunch of options down below on the workout description. So check it, work it. There'll be some treadmill options, some rowing options, some jumping options, whatever you need. So pick the one you want to take down. It's going to be roughly, all right, equivalent to that double under work set. Then with whatever time frame you have left over, you're going to AMRAP these two exercises. You're going to work a goblet lunge for 16 alternating reps into a kettlebell or dumbbell swing for 16. So our goal is just to have one load for this. So you'll take that dumbbell, you'll hold, or kettlebell, you hold under the chin, do your lunges, and then you'll flow right into that swing and take it down back and forth as best you can for the remaining time. So we're looking at probably, a couple rounds of that piece for sure, but we'll see where it takes us, whatever time frame you have left over. Let's get you warmed up, let's get you ready to go. We'll have some fun on a Monday. All right, let's get those feet under the hips. Let's just weight things up a little bit. We're gonna take the arms big and tall up overhead. We're gonna stretch it over to one side. And we're gonna come back up and over. We're gonna take it to the other side. We're gonna come back up. We're gonna scratch our back, and then we're gonna reach through that elbow. Just again, waking up that side body a little bit. Big stretch. Scratch your back. Reach. Good. Come back up. Big stretch. We're gonna get a little shrug. Wake up those shoulders a bit. Come back down. We're gonna shrug. And then come back down. And then shrug. And come back down. Bring those hands to the hips. We just take those hips around nice and easy for a few reps. Just to open up the hips and the pelvis a little bit. We'll go the other way. Working on that nice full circle, keeping the hips square to the front. We'll come back to center, we'll bring the feet together. Gentle circles around the knees again, keeping the glutes a little bit and the ribs engaged a bit, so we're not super loosey-goosey through the midsection. We'll go the other way. Just a nice chance to keep everything uniform and nice and set through here. Good, now we're gonna come back to center. We're gonna separate our feet. Our toes are pointing straight ahead. Your hands can be wherever they need to be, and if you need to, you can even have something for balance help, because we're going to push up onto our toes. Big toe, pinky toe, nice and balanced. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. We're going to lower our feet down slowly. Good. Now we're going to press up. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. 3, 2, and just pause for a second. Get your balance. Lift onto those toes, holding 3, 2, 1, lowering with control, slowly coming down, then rise back up again, holding 3, 2, slowly lowering down. One more, press up through those toes, feeling balance between the big toe and the pinky, and then lower slowly down. Good, big stretch. Big reach, and reach, all the way down to the floor. We're gonna plant those hands, step back into your down dog, reaching those hips nice and set. We're gonna come back into our plank and step our left foot up. We're gonna bring our inside hand on that front foot. We're just gonna turn the torso just a bit, opening up the hip. Come back to center, open up the hip, Step it back into the down dog, reaching up those hips. Come back through, stepping that other foot up. Lock that foot in place, lock the legs, turn, come back to center, turn, back to center, and turn, and back to center. We're gonna plant the hand, step back into that down dog, setting those shoulders, good reach through those hips. Just walk the heels out a little bit, just make sure they feel okay. Just breathing some life into those calves, those ankles, just making sure everything feels okay today. Come back into our plank, pulling the ribs and hips in, tiptoeing, and then rolling yourself up. Big stretch, big reach, and reach. Good, come down with those hands. Let's get you guys ready to go. All right, so if you'd like to do some more gentle warm-ups, some more lizard lunging perhaps, some rotations, twists, whatever you need to do, please do so. Pause the video. I'm gonna get you guys moving through that upper body piece just to get you guys ready to go for some upper body love, all right? So we're gonna start off first with a plank lean to down dog, and I'm gonna do this facing forward. So I want you guys to see my body position. So I'm gonna step myself back, wide fingers, hands just outside the shoulders, and I'm gonna pull my ribs and hips in towards each other and press the shoulders up. So I'm getting into that nice hollow, that nice plank position. Now initiating through the shoulders, I'm gonna keep my shoulders over my hands as I lean, and then I'm gonna lean as far over as I feel comfortable, and then come back to center, keeping that body square, and pulling those hips back into the down dog. So my armpits are pointing down towards those toes, my eyes are looking kind of towards the toes gently, and then I come back into that plank. So pulling everything in nice and tight. I want to make sure that it's just the upper body that's initiating the movement. The rest of the body is coming for the ride, and then we pull back, keeping those armpits nice and active and set, and then coming back into that plank. So a good focus for this again is a good strong press through the shoulders, making sure that this is nice and tight so we don't get any mid-hip kind of swagger going on. It's just moving through that upper body back and forth. From there, we're gonna come down to our tabletop, and we're gonna work on that quad plank. So I'm gonna turn to the side again so you guys can see this. My hands are gonna come under my shoulders, my knees under my hips. I'm gonna curl my toes under. From here, I'm just gonna pull my ribs and hips in so they're set, press my shoulders up to the sky, and then I'm just gonna pull everything center and lift my knees and inch off the floor. I'm gonna hold this tension, hold this pressure, and I'm just gonna be set and trying to maintain everything that's going on in that body position. So maintaining that rib-hip connection, that shoulder up to the ceiling, that nice flat table. You're gonna hold that for 10 to 30 seconds. And if you want to, you can break that up and kind of accumulate some more time, but I don't want you to go so far beyond that we're disengaging and losing our position. So if you're like, I got 15 seconds, all right? You can call it 15, take a break, accumulate more. But we wanna bank that good engaged time. So keep that in mind if you feel those shoulders disengaged, the core disengaged, or if we're starting to lift our hips higher and higher into our down dog, then we want to take a break. After that, we're going to lower down to the floor. We're going to work on our alternating arch up. And we're going to work that alternating kind of unilateral work today. So our eyes are down, our arms are long, our toes are together. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to reach with my right arm, my left leg, keeping it long, focused, and down. Trying to keep the legs straight and down. So I'm thinking about reaching long and down. Reaching long and down. And you're gonna work through that for 10 to 20 total count reps. So you can just hold a little piece. Again, I like to pair that with your breathing. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So don't worry about rushing those. I want you to keep them tight, keep them strong, and focus on that length of body. You're gonna do the next two exercises actually laying on your stomach. So I'm gonna stay down there. We're gonna kickstart off with that prone shoulder raise. So I'm gonna get set down on the floor again. My toes and heels together. I'm gonna press them gently into the floor. I'm gonna pull my ribs and hips in to get that nice hollow and tuck. Armpits press down towards the floor, and my hands are gonna press into the floor to feel that engagement. Now from here, I'm gonna just move my arm as I reach and lift through my right arm, holding that position, and then I'm gonna lower, setting that arm position, lift the left. So these again are pretty slow, but they're extremely tiring. So if you need to take a break, To reset your body position, take a break to reset those toes, glutes, ribs, armpits, palms. Reset those positions in between every couple reps if you need to, and that'll make sure that we're staying solid and engaged. Once we're done with our 10 total count reps, we're going to bring our hands to the back with the palms up. Shoulders are back. I'm going to pull my ribs and hips in from my little hollow, and then I'm going to press my palms up to the sky, holding, coming back down. Keeping the shoulders back, lift, come back down. Lift, come back down. And I'm going to hold that for a second or two just to show control at the top, but making sure that I'm keeping my shoulder back, especially when I lower down. Just giving myself a little check to make sure my shoulders are back and they're not starting to come in or roll inwards on me. So we got 5 to 10 reps of that, and you can actually load that if you'd like to have a little bit of load in there. This is not going to be heavy. We're talking like soup cans, tomato cans, you know, light dumbbells like 1s to 5s at the most. I'd even say 2s, probably nice in between. But if you'd like to load it with a little bit of load, you can. Okay, water bottles too, like little water bottles, not giant water jugs, but water bottles are okay as well. Quick little recap on that piece. We have a plank lean for 2, to down dog for 3 to 5, quad plank hold for 10 to 30 seconds, into our alternating arch up for 10 to 20 reps, total count. Prone shoulder raise, 10 alternating reps, 1 to 2 seconds per hold, and then we're going to do a laying arm extension for 5 to 10. 2 to 3 rounds. Take your time on those, you guys. That's going to really heat you up and really get those shoulders heated up to kickstart off the week. We're not using the arms too much today. We're just using it really for the swing and for that double under, but it's going to pay off dividends later on in the week. Pause the video, take that piece down, then come along with me. We're going to talk about what's coming up next. We're going to grab that dumbbell or kettlebell. So our next phase of work is going to be building in this kettlebell, dumbbell, and or getting ourselves, our lower body ready to go. So we're going to start off with some dumbbell sumo deadlifts. And the reason we're going to do sumo deadlifts is because it's going to mimic that position for that kettlebell swing or dumbbell swing. So you can do this one of 2 ways. You can do a single hand, all right? So 4 to 6 total reps, 2 per 2 or 2 or 3 per side. Or you can do 4 to 6 total reps holding the dumbbell by the bell, kind of like we would if we were going to do the swing. So it's up to you on how you want to do this. I'm going to show you both ways. Regardless of what way you hold the dumbbell or kettlebell, the movement and back position is the same. So I'm going to start off facing profile so you can see that back position. And I'm going to start off with a single arm hold. And then I'm going to turn forward so you guys can see the double hand. So I'm going to take my hips back and down, staying nice and square. I'm going to lower down. It's going to be a little bit more extended range. So my hips are going to come down a little bit. My weight is still sitting through my midfoot. My feet are flat. I'm going to stand the dumbbell up, just coming to full extension. And then I'm going to take the dumbbell down, staying as square as I can, to wherever I can maintain back position. So don't worry about going to the floor if you can't quite maintain that good back position. You're going to hit those good solid reps, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. Or you're going to set yourself up kind of in your squat stance. I'm going to hold the bell with both hands. I'm going to do the same hinge. Back is going down, or sorry, hips are going back, and I'm coming down to the floor, and that dumbbell or kettlebell is in between my feet, and I'm standing tall. So something to keep in mind with this one is we have to keep the dumbbell or kettlebell back with the body. So we are using our arms a little bit to keep the dumbbell close to our center line, or else it's going to want to drift away as I start to hinge. So we just have to make sure that we're keeping it nice and close. After we're done our sumo deadlift, we're going to move right into our kettlebell or dumbbell swing. And there's a few ways we can do this. So I'm going to stay facing profile so you can see my back position. I'm going to start by holding the bell with 2 hands. I'm going to pull the hips back, keeping my hands above my knees, and then I'm going to extend my hips and legs just like I was going to jump, maintaining that good back position, and hit that nice swing, and let the legs do the work. So my arms are just sort of guiding the dumbbell or kettlebell and then guiding it back down so I can absorb the energy and give it back. My leg and hip extension is what gets that dumbbell or kettlebell moving and getting ourselves to that height that we feel comfortable. And that can be anywhere above the shoulder, even with the forehead, straight up overhead, depending on where you feel comfortable and where your shoulders will allow. Second variation you're gonna hold on to the kettlebell or the dumbbell with that kind of golf handle grip. So both hands on the handle, same hinge. We hinge, drive with the legs, drive with the legs. There's a little bit of weightlessness on that kettlebell or dumbbell as we get that swing going, and then we continue on. Our last one, again, one I'm very fond of, has been that single arm dumbbell swing. So I hold the dumbbell in one hand, staying square with the other hand, I pull back and I drop. I do the same thing, using those legs, using those hips to get that dumbbell moving. And if that's the case, then what I'm going to do that for, I'm going to do half reps on one side, half reps on the other side. Same in the workout. If I'm choosing to do that single arm, I'm going to do 8 on one side, 8 on the other side. So if you want to use that, play with it, have fun with it. I love that one. It's kind of fun. Changes the feel. You have to stay nice and square. Works that unilateral movement. So there's a good challenge and some good adaptation that comes from that in the body. After that, we're just going to give our body a little bit of a break from the dynamic. We're going to step our feet out into our sumo stance. Turn one toe towards the wall, the other toe on an angle. So my hips are on that angle, and I can stay open here. And I'm going to take that hand to the thigh and other hand up. And you can load this if you'd like. You don't have to, but we're going to pull the hip back into the heel, keeping that pressure up towards the ceiling. So I work on that nice overhead position. And then I'm going to come back up. And again, we're just working that side hinge, that strength through this position and that stability through the shoulder. And I'm going to do 3 per side, loaded or unloaded. Changing over, making sure my stance is proper and I have enough space in between my feet, and that I'm initiating the movement through that hinge. So I'm not tipping the pelvis or overarching through the back. I'm moving at the hip so that my whole hip crease to head moves as one as I shift into that position to lower down the leg. From there, we're going to continue on some single leg stuff. We're going to work that standing lunge drill. So from front, I'm going to stand in my squat stance. I'm going to step forward, step back. So I'm in this kind of nice squat width position. My toe and my ball of the foot is based on the ground. My heel is up in the back. And my knee is soft / 50-50 kind of weight between my feet. So I'm nice and tall. I'm going to squeeze my glutes good and solid so I stay stable. And it helps stabilize that front knee. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. So I step and step. Same 50-50 position. I squeeze my glutes to make sure I'm stable. And I'm going to lower down with a good tempo, taking it as deep as I feel comfortable and pushing straight up. And again, that's a very key and important piece to think about. Only go down as you feel comfortable. So if you're going down and you're like, I am solid here, but that's as deep as I can go with positioning or with control so you're not dropping or falling, then take it to that depth. Push to your edge for every rep so that it gets better and stronger over time. Don't just rush right to the bottom and fall down, because we don't want to fall with those lunges. We want to keep it controlled and keep it strong. If you need something to keep you balanced a little bit more, you can hold on to a chair, you can hold on to a counter, broomstick, PVC, whatever you have. You can hold on to a nice little stick that'll help keep you upright and balanced just a little bit if that single leg balance is challenging. After that, we're going to get more dynamic movement going on. We're going to work that lateral ski jump with RDL. So with this, we're going to load this. We've been playing with this a little bit more because it's fun to work on that lateral energy, and it's a good skill to kind of work through to strengthen up that position. So we're going to load the leg, and I'm going to use my arms and body to get that speed in that jump. I swing, jump, and I swing, jump. So again, if you're not a jumper, you can still do this and take advantage of that drill and of that skill development by stepping and then pulling that foot along once that other foot has made contact with the floor. You're going to build that capacity and strengthen that knee to control lateral energy over time. It doesn't even have to be a big jump or a big step. It can be a nice, smooth boat squat or sumo distance if you'd like or you're more comfortable. Now, adding in that next phase with the RDL jump or that vertical hop is kind of fun as well. It's going to teach you how to change directions in that momentum control. So I swing and I hop up. I swing, hop up, and I'm using the whole body. So I'm swinging the arms and then swinging the arms to come vertical. So if you're not quite ready to get that full pop, you can work on swing, high knee. Swing, high knee. And that's going to challenge that coordination, control, and balance to get you ready to get into that hop. So don't worry about rushing right to the hop. Take the time, move with control, with intention, and use that nice vertical motion to learn that balance and control. Quick recap, we have a dumbbell sumo deadlift, 4 to 6 reps. Dumbbell or kettlebell swing for 4 to 6, one of those variations, or practice all of them. You can have some fun with that throughout the rounds. Dynamic triangle, 3 aside, standing lunge, 3 to 5 aside, and then we have a lateral ski jump, perhaps plus vertical hop with 20 seconds of work, just steady state. Not worrying about reps, but worrying about control and balance. 3 to 5 rounds of that, taking it down. If you know you're about to add in some skipping, all right, or running or rowing, you can add that into the end just for a nice 30-second kind of jaunt, just to get that kind of set and ready to get your body ready for that skill. Pause the video, take down that warm-up, get yourself prepped. We're going to talk about what's coming next, which is the workout. So the workout is 8 minutes today. We're going to have some fun with this, and it's going to be a very tightly compact time frame to get some work done, and then AMRAP whatever remaining time we have left. So we have our double under, so we have that single under skip if you can skip at home, if you have that space. If you're like, no, I cannot skip at home because my ceilings are low, that's fine. And you still want to work on the skipping skill, we can work on a couple things. We can work on the ankle pop, which is great and super tiring. But what we're going to do is we're going to work on the shape of the skip and the shape of the double under. So we're going to squeeze our glutes to make sure they're engaged, which keeps our pelvis nice and neutral. We're going to keep our ribs in, so we keeps our midsection nice and stable. We're going to relax our shoulders, and we're going to let our hands be loose and our ankles be loose. Now we're just going to hop. So we're going to work on that nice smooth hop, and you're going to work on a specific number of jumps for you. Now, if you'd like to build into the double under world, or if you're trying to build capacity in the double unders because you have them, but you just can't practice them at home, you can work on what's called the power jump, and it's the same body position. We're just jumping a little higher, working with a little bit more intent on timing of the skip and the feet. So we're thinking about skipping, and then as soon as I want to get into that power jump, I pop and my hands go, pop and my hands go, pop and my hands go, or I can pop, 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 and I get a little bit more oomph and a little bit more intensity in that, which is going to get that heart rate a little higher, quicker, and it's going to simulate the timing of the double under. It's going to help build a lot of capacity there to work on that number of, that skill of the double under. So check that out. We have the ankle pop if you're not interested in working my next option, which is going to be a dumbbell lateral jump over. So again, we can work on 2-foot hop, skipping, stepping. So either one of those 2 options is really nice. If you want to get some hops in there, get some impact going on, we can work on that lateral hop. But if you want to specifically focus on skipping skill, do the ankle pop or the power jump. Now, the other options we have will be on the bottom of the workout description. They'll be with some apparatus. If you have access to those at home, you'll have an option to take that down there. Once you are done that lovely set of skips or that cardio piece, you're going to AMRAP goblet lunge for 16 and kettlebell or dumbbell swing for 16. We've already covered the kettlebell swing and or the dumbbell swing with different options in our warm-up, so if you need a review on that, scroll back, check that out. But with the goblet lunge, there's a few options we can play with. We're going to hold the dumbbell up under the chin, and you can choose to either lunge backwards, nice smooth back lunge, or you can choose that forward lunge, nice and steady all the way through. Or if you're like, lunging with weight is not my best scene, I'm going to ditch that dumbbell and I'm just going to lunge. You can go forward or back, pick up the dumbbell for the swing, that's totally fine. All right, so it's up to you on where you want to go with that lunge. We can work on the loaded goblet, or we can take down unloaded, forward or back, your call. All right, I'll also have some different options on the bottom for the lunge as well. If you're not looking at lunging today, I'll have some different options for you there as well for the workout description. So as a quick recap again, in 8 minutes, you're gonna do 100 to 200 double unders or that equivalent exercise. Then you're gonna do an AMRAP with whatever time you have left over to hit up 16 alternating goblet lunge, kettlebell or dumbbell swing for 16, and AMRAP that little couplet for as many rounds as you can in the time remaining. It's gonna be a short, packed little work set. The legs may feel a little jello-y at the end, and that's okay. But as always, you guys, work for quality, have tons of fun. Let me know how this one goes, what you chose to do for the lunge, your cardio piece. If you want to send us some video, please do so. But enjoy, have fun with this one, and let's kickstart the week off the right way. Bye, you guys.